I've found the perfect example to showcase as the perfect fake-ass wannabe country person. Whereas me, a goth, is 100% if not 99% more country than these types of individuals. I am going to go over a thorough, full analysis, detail for detail, pointing out the flaws, the fallacies, the illogical thought processes of these types of individuals who claim to be country, but in reality, they are only playing dress up and pretend to be country. And so with that, here we go, explaining on why I, as a goth, am 100%, 99%, whatever, more country, authentically, genuinely, than any of these other wannabe country people that play dress up and pretend from high school stereotypes. So here we go. Ah yes, so the photo from Tinder that I show there is the literal visual demonstration on what a fake-ass wannabe pretend country person or southern person that there could ever be. This is a pathetic, piss-poor excuse of what country is. I mean, for fuck's sakes. Shotgunning a Bush Light and sing to Morgan Wallen. Could you be any more stereotypical? Dime a dozen. Same old copycat type bullshit. So basic and bland and regurgitated. I've done more country living than she ever could. And of course those that dress like her, act like her, talk like her, listen to music like her, etc. Male or female. Hunting season glory, getting that venison for the ladies to cook. Me, living on an actual farm, and the farm lifestyle that naturally comes with it, maintenance and so on. Me, riding an operation of a tractor, not a lawnmower, but a tractor, with the two big ass back wheels in the back. Yeah, that tractor. Who done that? Me. Animals. Yeah, I've dealt with them too. Maybe not on the levels of a lot of other people, because on our farm we didn't have, you know, a population of animals that were based on purely that. But by the time that I fully took over, a lot of those animals were gone anyway. But nonetheless, shoveling shit. Didn't like that very much. Didn't like attending to the feeding of the animals either. I mean, it was just, of its own right, a big ass chore and task. But nonetheless, even untamed animals were a part of my farm life. Bobcats, coyotes, bears, etc. So yeah, when I say as a goth, I am 99 if not 100% more country than the majority of these country folk, I kid not. I will say that with authority and conviction, as the integrity of the statement there, from farm equipment to lifestyle to animals to the vehicles of which needed to be operated, been there, done that. Where all country folk that play pretend, that claim that title of being country, haven't even been on a fucking farm or been in any sort of country environment, much less operated or rode a real authentic fucking tractor. The closest they are to an authentic country anything is maybe they interacted with some farm animals here and there at some country fair. So anyway, to focus on the particular female though, that hoe is exactly that, a hoe, a whore, playing dress up and pretend, as she is the epitome of country folk, the pretend country folk. These fake ass wannabes who are only living a stereotype of delusional belief rather than a real authentic genuine country life and person. The outfit is a perfect example of the starter pack for these fake ass wannabe country people who aren't actually country at all. From the whore shorts, otherwise can be stated as Daisy Dukes, to the cowgirl boots, to the stupid ass statement of shotgunning, because somehow that's supposed to be a country thing. Idiot. Made in by clear as day morons, and a redneck country beer, as it's been labeled and stereotyped over the years, aka the Bush Light. Again, more of a stereotype thing than an actual country thing. And then of course Morgan Wallen, because some country singer, so naturally if you listen to Morgan Wallen, you're totally country, y'all! There is a female that I do know, counter this to what I just went on about, by the name of Kelsey. And she is authentic by every standard that I hold to an authentic country individual. Why, you may ask? Because she doesn't go out of her way to claim or tell others how country she is, or that she even is country. For starters, as real country folk don't need to try so damn hard to show how country they are, because they're humble like that. They know what they are. They don't need to go out of their way to overcompensate for it. They are a country, they know it, and they don't need to show it by dressing up or playing pretend or anything. Okay, someone like me. I'm goth, but I'm more country than you. Just how it is. Nonetheless, secondly, she lives out in the actual country area, farmland, field, etc., and deals with the horses. She pets, rides them, takes care of them, and so on. She doesn't always wear the stereotyped country attire. She can rock some blue jeans and a shirt, and that's country enough, and she knows it. Although she will at times wear the boots and the hat, but you know, that's whatever. She rarely wears anything remotely close to the horse shorts though. Instead, she prefers things like the sundress or something like that to usually go with her top. But yeah, she isn't some try-hard wannabe like the female in that one photo that I started out with there. And because of these reasons, I know she's authentically country. She doesn't play the role or the stereotype. She actually has it, lives it, and is it. More or less because of the fact that she doesn't go out of her way to project the idea of her being country. That's as country can be. Staying humble like that. Yeehaw, motherfuckers! The only thing that I really despised back in my days of being in the country life, as I will always tell everybody, was shit scooping. I don't think many people really actually do like shit scooping, but it's a part of the living though. And a lot of these wannabe pretend hoes and douchebags that think they're country, they've never scooped shit in their life. Closest thing they could ever get to that is maybe picking up dog poop or cleaning out the cat litter box or something like that. But not actual with a fucking shovel and just scooping up shit into a big ass pile. Not fun. But that's what animals do in a barn, and anywhere else for that matter. They eat and then they shit. Well, they can't clean it up themselves, so somebody's gotta do it. Another part that wasn't a particular favorite of mine, but now I can appreciate more so as an adult, is throwing around the hay. Oh, it wasn't fun back then, but it was a great workout though. Hay bales are something else. It keeps your ass in fucking shape. Furthermore, I have a lineage of farmers and country folk in my family tree, as it were. In fact, my late great-grandpa, a former military man himself, the original owner of the farmland with which I am speaking of, when me and my brother were younger and would visit, whether it was just for a while, maybe just for dinner, spend the night, whatever. When we came over, we had to earn our keep. And he would put us to work. Before we could eat dinner that my grandma would cook for us, for the family. This is how it should be for everyone in every family. Everyone contributes, whether visiting, part-time living, or anything of that nature. You are there and therefore you should be earning your keep. But it isn't like that in today's society, I can tell you that much. Anyways, back to the female in the photo there. I bet she can't even use a shotgun properly, let alone aim with it, you know, and actually, you know, have an accurate shot. True country females actually wear jeans and sometimes leggings depending on their situation and what they're doing. They don't wear those short shorts, Daisy Duke horse shorts. And I'll get on that later. They aren't afraid to get down and dirty and be with the animals in the gardens. They work hard as well. They don't just dress up and listen to country music and drink beer and go mudding. Just because you wear cowboy boots and a hat and listen to country don't make you country. I bet that hoe doesn't even know how to cook over an open campfire, let alone skin an animal or know how to fish or pick vegetables and whatnot. In fact, I know that hoe can't use a shotgun at all. The only thing that she can get too close to anything in regard to a shotgun is shotgun on a beer can, aka doing that beer shotgunning. That's as close as she'll ever get to that. Well, yes, there is the whole Daisy Dukes thing, propagated by country style themed movies like, you know, the ones that are so commonly made nowadays. That's all still just a stereotype thing more than anything else. Horse shorts aren't really good due to how they provide no protection from any of the tasks that a real farm and or country girl has to do. Sure, they don't mind getting muddy, dirty, and all that what have you, but they don't want to get unnecessarily hurt, struck, cut, etc. with anything. Especially if you're dealing with hay. You don't realize that hay, when rubbing up against you, or the sharp pointy ends, will stab you. The rubbing up against your leg and all that will make for a very shitty time. Then of course, with all the other things like bugs and insects and the elements providing, of course. And then on top of that, there's those spiky, stingy, flowery type things that generally get stuck to your socks, and then some. So yeah, usually something that covers your entire legs are worn by legitimate country girls. Mudding, beer drinking, bonfires, four-wheeling, wearing slutty, horse short jean attire. That's all redneck shit. And I will classify what redneck versus country truly is too later on. They don't realize they're acting like Florida rednecks, but not full on in the style of trash around the yard and couches in the front yard and whatnot. Just because of the attire and a hat and listening to some music listed under the genre of country doesn't automatically make you a country southern person. I know that hoe doesn't know how to cook over a campfire, much less create a fire and light a fire that she had to gather all by herself and put together and then light, because she's wannabe as fuck. I bet she and the others, when it comes skinning, would faint or ew their hearts out. Basically what this hoe is doing is emulating and imitating redneck shit, and not the good, if there is anything like that, of the redneck style. They think that redneck is some sort of compliment up in these northern areas here. It's some sort of prideful thing to live by, when in reality, it's couches in the yard and the southern version of what the projects in ghetto is in the city. It is, and I repeat, is not something you want to emulate or try to be all proud about and boastful over. Trying to make redneck seem cool is the equivalent of trying to make eating cow shit cool, and actually being proud and boastful over eating cow shit. It's nothing that any self-respecting individual would want to do or actually do in either of those scenarios, whether it's being a shit eater or redneck emulation imitation. Literally, you degrade yourself by being a redneck. It's literally not something you want to be or even try to be, much less try to make trendy or anything of that sort. They are so ignorant to what they are trying to promote and perpetuate. Now, as it comes to the Confederate flag aspect and waving that sumbitch around, that again is more redneck than true country. True country people love the USA. They are proud of the USA, not the Confederacy. Country folk do not have the time or the luxury to go out four-wheeling, mudding, and whatnot. They're too busy taking care of the upkeep of the farm and the animals, so on. Let alone, they are typically humble people who do not need to go party crazy or do stupid shit like that. But yeah, even the beer shotgunning and whatnot, full-on redneck lifestyle. Country, if they drink, it's more of a whiskey type of thing. like good old Jack Daniels. Oh, and true country people do not have those stupid jacked up trucks either. They have just regular truck, if any truck at all. But they do not jack them up and put the neon lights on them and have big ass mudding tires either. Now let's capitalize on that when it comes to the trucks, because this is important and a very misunderstood thing here, because it's legitimate but also not legitimate because of these wannabes. So let's go into that. The whole reason that this truck thing became within the country wannabe community and the stereotype genre is due to how a lot of legitimate country people actually do have a truck and use it for hauling and transportation of livestock, whether it be in the cage or one of those horse transportation pods being pulled by the truck. For those that don't know what it looked like, it's like one of those big shiny silver house looking things, but horses are in there. Furthermore, country folk had equipment and tools that are also needed for transportation. So what do? They just throw them in the back of the truck and so on. So having a truck actually was an essential part in that regard to the country lifestyle for work and work purposes, farm related tasks. That's what those trucks are for. The whole jacking them up thing was, of course, the high schoolers trying to turn legitimate country into country and make it cool and trendy to the, you know, teenage ego, that is, and into the stereotype genre that we see today. Mudding is also not country at all, albeit authentic country folk don't mind getting muddy from work that they do, but they don't pride themselves of being completely covered in mud, along with their vehicle being covered in mud. Like that's something to be proud over or something. In fact, if they do, they shower immediately when they're done with whatever task and keep their vehicle clean as best as they can, which is the opposite of the high school stereotype genre version of country that we see today, as that's all that is going on here. These people, including that hoe, is simply playing a role playing, as it were, that originated from a high school stereotype. I get it, alright? I really get it. People want to be accepted, and so they play into their little stereotype role. I get that, alright? I get it. But once you're out of high school, is there really a reason? Really? Are you so desperate to be accepted that you'll still continue to play this fake role, this pretend role of being country instead of being your authentic self? But nonetheless, they're still making a mockery out of a legit, authentic, genuine, sincere country and country living, along with being incredibly ignorant to country and anything and everything to do with it. I do not know how Jeeps personally got stereotyped into this whole equation. I am pretty sure, obviously, that it came from the high school shit, but no actual country person would have a purpose or need to have a Jeep. Only wannabes playing the role to fit into their little role-playing game of being country would associate Jeeps with being country. A bunch of douchebags trying to be more like a redneck than a true country person. Now here's where I separate country and redneck here. If you're called a redneck, that's a horrible thing to be called. That is a diss among diss as it pertains to the southern country part of thing. But sadly enough, these fake ass poser wannabes up north or anywhere else in that matter will take it as a compliment because of the fact they intertwine country and redneck interchangeably, meaning they'll say country and then maybe down the line they'll say redneck, as if country and redneck are one and the same. As to say that country and redneck equal the same. So that is kind of problematic, but it also shows their ignorance in full. That is the general concept behind country people: ignorance. They literally think redneck and country are more or less the same, putting in some elements of country and a lot of redneck elements in one thing and then claiming that it's country. They're like making some new age version of country or something. It's downright embarrassing. Literally, if you call a country person a redneck, they'll glow up like as if you just gave them the biggest compliment of their life, because being a redneck is being as country as anyone can ever be type mentality. They do not in any way possible take it as a sort of rude remark or insult. Regardless of how badly they think they are country and or redneck, or whatever the fuck they think they are and confused about, redneck and country are not the same thing, and being redneck is something that you should not be proud or boast over. Redneck and country? No. You're terrible, terrible, ignorant, and confused people. Because you people that play this role use it interchangeably. Country in replacement for redneck, redneck in replacement to country, and just swap them over and use them interchangeably as if they're the same thing. That is so not the case. I even got photos that show what the difference is too. But redneck people are those just disgraceful individuals on a toilet, on a deck or a trailer park, whatever, front yard area, drinking a beer with their mullets and shit. These are people you don't want to be like, but yet they think it's country. Like, what the fuck? Alright, you people really are that stupid and ignorant. Anyway, the main point is, I am more country than you, guaranteed. Because I never played that role. I don't go out of my way, other than this particular video, to make a point, go out of my way to say how country I am. The only way that people know is after a long time of knowing me, maybe even asking me questions about certain things. They're like, oh shit, you're country. Or something along those lines. But I never, ever go out of my way to say, hey, over here, I'm country, I'm country, I'm country, I'm southern, I listen to country music, I shotgun beer, look at me in my country hat, look at me in my cowboy boots, yeehaw, yeehaw, go to a southern country concert, yeah. No, I don't do that. But those people that overly compensate, going out of their way to basically do this, figuratively speaking, because I haven't yet seen anyone literally go, hey, look over here, I'm country, but figuratively they're doing that. Such as the photo I showed you of that female in the beginning. That just screams, give me attention, validate me as being country, I'm so country, type bullshit. Like, no, you're not. You're just not. Stop. Just stop. Anyway, I think I got the point across. I'm more country than you, if not just 99% of the people that claim the title thereof. Very few people are authentically country nowadays. And those that are, they're too busy to watch this video, I can assure you that. And if they are by chance, you know, the rare that actually have enough time to watch something like this, well, how'd it do you? But I'm sure that's a low percentile. But nonetheless, if, on the off chance, you know, maybe they're on vacation or something, I don't know. But my point being, if you're trying that hard to say that you're country, if you're going out of your way to say that you're country, or if you're overly compensating by how you dress, how you talk, what you listen to music-wise, and so on, you're just not country. As a goth, I am more country than 99% of the country people up here. And that alone is a sad statistic, because it's true. You need a new stereotype or lifestyle or whatever to live by if a goth is more country than you, is more southern than you. Not only that, but made you look like a fool because of how you think redneck and country are the same, and just this point by point just destruction of the stereotyped wannabe poser, fake ass motherfucking country people. You need a change of lifestyle. You can try to say, oh, you can be who you want to be in country. No. It's not a feeling, it's a lifestyle. Either you live it or you don't. Until next time.